Wow. All right, there's somebody out here fishing already. So let me talk about some close calls really quick. In the last few days, I've had multiple close calls with traffic accidents. This morning was the closest. It was at a high rate of speed. I mean, I wasn't over the speed limit. I don't think anybody was, but we're still moving really quickly and things got crazy. I left a lot of black marks and I can't believe that no cars actually collided. It was the Mercedes' fault. A Mercedes pulled out in front of a Mercedes, and as for some reason, I had a feeling in my gut that that guy just wasn't paying attention and he was gonna hit me. So I was ready. Man, I don't know, I should probably look at my car to make sure, because like, there was a huge cloud of debris and dust. And to be honest, I kind of feel like the two Mercedes did collide. Like, they hit. I don't know, it was crazy. Too close, too close. People make fun of me because I run guidelines on my kayak, and there's your perfect example. Because with my kayak on my car running at about 45 miles an hour, I went through an intersection sideways, full brakes. Like, it was crazy. I'm glad I made it out. I do not want to have another wreck. That is not something I want to have anything to do with. Starting off with the Whopper Whopper. And from now on, I'm calling this, actually I'm putting a new one on. This is the Berkeley version of the Fire Tail. I'm gonna start calling it the Fire Crotch. The old Fire Crotch. But the last time I was out here, I did pretty good with the old Fire Crotch. Wasn't too bad. There's a cool breeze blowing. The high today, I think is like 94. The humidity isn't as bad. And it is supposed to rain this afternoon. And actually, I think they're calling for rain every day this week. Throwing the old Fire Crotch around. If anything wants to bet. One of these days, I'm gonna boat around everywhere here and pick up bobbers. And I bet I get a whole trash bag full of bobbers. There's so many. Oh, that's a fish. Got him. And he jumped in my boat. Did you see that? It jumped in my boat, man. Like it was one of those crazy, oh, and there you go. It was like he was one of those crazy grass carp. Oh my gosh. He jumped directly in my boat. That was crazy, bro. That was so crazy. That fish splashed me in the face and everything. That was on the Fire Crotch. That was about 1.5 pound. It jumped directly in my boat. That was hilarious. I didn't hook it very good. And I don't know why, man. I laid into that fish and that's barely had him hooked. Right in that shade line. Maybe I shouldn't call it the Fire Crotch. Maybe people will be offended by that. Maybe I should just call it the Fire Chicken. From now on, I'm just gonna call this bait the Fire Chicken because it seems to work really well here. I don't know why I never thought of it before, but yeah. And maybe it's just these Berkeleys. These Berkeleys stink, man. They're ultra stinky. Wow. I can't believe that fish jumped up right in the boat. That was funny. Mr. Bass Face. Well, buddy, it was good to see you. I have the wrong face guard with me. I need to bring my cotton one with me so I can keep my limbs clean. That grass carp keeps coming up in the same spot. I don't know what that means. Is he like eating stuff over there, or is that like a mating thing? Because he's kind of out in the middle. I've seen them when they're on bed do that, but this one's just kind of like out there, man. There's no way that I could pull a fish that big into the boat with me, I don't think. It'd flip me over. I mean, that's about a 20, 25 pound grass carp. And I just think that's so big that I don't think I could pull that in the boat with me. That last big catfish that I caught on Percy Priest only weighed like 5 or 6 pounds, and I was scared to pull it into the boat with me. Well, that fish seemed to be very spirited and super amped. So they might hit this top water if I get it right in the right spot. The other guy that's out here fishing, he's moving real quick today, so I don't know what he's throwing. So I don't imagine he's throwing top water. All the wind is pushing into that corner. He should have caught a couple of fish over there. I don't know if he did, though. I don't know. It looks like we got a couple of people pulling in the parking lot right now. I had edited 2 different videos that I was waiting to upload, and I lost sections of both of those videos. So I don't know, I haven't quite figured out exactly what happened. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go back, and one of them for sure that I want to go back and re-edit and put it out, because it's actually a pretty good day. But the other one, I guess I'm just gonna let it go. I've got, oh gosh, at least 4 videos to edit. And I meant to do some editing last night, but when I got off of work, I was super tired, and I was done. And I've kind of learned that editing when I'm super tired is not a good idea, because like my edits are just real jumbled up and they don't really make any sense, and like they're just not very good. So it's not something I really want to do when I'm super tired. It is supposed to get windy today. It seems like if the wind's just kind of like gusty right now, it's like kind of coming and going, but I hope it doesn't kick in too much. And I have a couple of packages of vintage lizards that I'm debating on whether I use them or not, because they're kind of, one package is really old. One package has got to be from like the early 80s. I'm wanting to say maybe 83, 84. And they're like funny looking lizards, because they don't really make them like that anymore. But got 3 packages. There's like a green pumpkin lizard, a pink lizard, and then I think there was like a blue fleck lizard. So back in the day, they didn't have creature baits. And now they have like, you know, hybrid baits and like a creature bait plus a speed worm plus a whatever, you know what I mean? Like there were so many different plastics now, but back in the day they didn't have much. There was just like, do you want a curly tail or no curly tail? And that was about it. You know what I mean? So like lizards were cutting edge back in the day. Now people are using, like, have you ever seen a brush hog? Like, what is that exactly? And all those crazy Japanese baits, like, what is that actually mimicking? And I get it, they catch fish. Don't get me wrong, they definitely catch fish, but like those squid baits and stuff, like, let's just fly out. Is that a fish? What is that? Is that a turtle? Something's got it. It's running. I'm just gonna set the hook. Nope, it was fishing line. I was like, up, deep, dirt. It's crazy how fishing line, when your lure slides down the line, it feels like a fish has it and it's running. Dag boy. Here. That just came loose. Well, it fell. Whatever it was hooked on, it just came loose. I was gonna cut it. See if I can see what it's attached to. It seemed like pretty heavy mono. I don't see anything in there. Have you tried these new the sparkling ice caffeine? Now the blue one is not good. I'm not gonna lie about that. It's kind of gross, to be honest. But the green can is awesome. The purple can is pretty good. The pink can is pretty good. The blue can is not good. It's gross. But the green can, oh man, it's great. And it's 80 milligrams of caffeine, and it's all like, you know, very few chemicals. It's mostly water. It's pretty good. And you know, I'm still okay. What do I got? Oh, a stick. I was like, wait a minute, I feel something. Well, there's one. Look at that, on the top water. On top water. He's a little fella. I didn't know if I was gonna get one on top water today or not. What's interesting is how I'd already fished that, and he was just sitting there. He came directly up. Ooh, he's slimy, gross. Matter of fact, he's so slimy, I gotta be careful. Ugh, he is super slimy. Ooh. Ooh. See if I can do it without one. Ah! Careful, bro. Skinny fella. Thank you for playing the game, skinny fella. Let's go. That was a skinny bass, but I'm glad that I didn't have my gloves on because that fish was like melting or something. I don't know what was going on with that fish. He was super slimy. He didn't really smell that bad though, but he had the ooze. Just the bass face. That was on the Whopper Blopper too. That's interesting. We had time to retie the fire chicken because my line is frayed up really bad because I've gotten hung a bunch of times here in the last hour or so, and the fish really aren't biting, and I'm watching everybody else and no one else is really catching anything, and it kind of seems like everybody else is riding their struggle bus too. So I'm going to take a break and retie, kind of chill. The sun is getting super high now. The wind isn't terrible, but it's definitely there. I don't know, can the camera pick that guy up? He's shoulder deep, trying to get one of his swim baits back. He's way out there. I don't know if the camera can pick him up or not. I'm shaking like a leaf. It's because I haven't ate today. I haven't ate. He wants that bad. Oh my gosh, he's up to his head. Dude, he wants that thing bad. Well, I mean, some of those baits are hundreds of dollars, so I understand if you're throwing a freaking glide bait that's like 60 or 70 bucks, I'd go get it. I'd go get it. Fish on. That was big. Whatever that was, I don't know if that was a bass or a catfish. I'm not gonna feel like I know which one that was. That was big. That was big. That was big. On the fire chicken. On the fire chicken. That was big. That was big. It felt like I hooked into a brick wall. Dang it. And I gave him time too. I didn't even set the hook until the second bite. Dang. And everywhere I look, there's trash everywhere from the fishermen. It's just sickening. I'm still debating on where I should fish tomorrow. Jeez, where do I want to fish? If I go to Tennessee, I'm going to end up buying a rod, which I probably should do that anyway. It's sad that, you know, the city that I live in is actually a large city for the state, but because we are kind of closer to some big cities, it's really a small town. But you can't just go somewhere and buy good fishing gear. Our Cabela's here sucks. Our Dick's doesn't even carry fishing gear. We have a Dunham's, which is like a discount place. I mean, it has some stuff, but prices are kind of whack. Walmart, that's it. We don't have any selection here. Everything at Cabela's was old and from like last year, and they do have some pretty cool combos, I will say that. But if you're just trying to buy like a quality rod, they don't have anything. Everything they have is like $200 plus, and like, you know, I'd spend 80, 90, maybe 100, but that's about it. You know, I'm not trying to go any higher than that. Like, their rods, what few they have start off at like 190. But, you know, that's why they're there and nobody bought them, because they're super high end and nobody's going to spend that kind of money. I mean, I think I gave like $80 for this rod probably 7 years ago, 6 years ago. So, like, I've definitely got my money out of it. This has been a great rod, which they still make these. I just don't know how much they are now. I don't know if they've gone down or gone up in price. It's the quality of the graphite. That's what makes the rod. Which, you know, some of the super high-end rods, they don't use graphite anymore. It's like some kind of blend. It's like layering of different material. But this one's a solid graphite with a hollow core, which some people don't like the hollow cores, which I understand. They break, you know, you got to be careful. They definitely break. Which the eyelets were broken on this one, which is totally my fault. I'm the one that freaking broke it. So it's not the rod or the design or anything. It's not very deep right there. And I say that and I have a fish. I got a big one. I was like, oh, it's not very deep right there. Giant fish. giant. What is that? That's not a bass. Is that a bass? Is there a drum? Oh, it's a big old bass. That's so funny. I was like, oh, it's only inches deep. He was in there. And multiple people have already fished that. Man, this guy is just fighting. Back and forth, back and forth. Let's go, Biggie. Woohoo! He's spiked up. Oh, well, that's a good bass right there. Big old fat head. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I can't believe he was in there. That's crazy. After so many people had fished it. A little fire chicken. Can't beat that, boy. That's a good one. Kind of fat, too. Well, that's a good 3-pounder anyway. Let me get a quick measurement just to see what kind of length we got here. 17. A 17-inch 3-pounder. Thank you for playing the game, good sir. Thank you for playing the game. Wasn't much of a bite. It was very sluggish bite, but it was in there. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do now after I caught that fish. That was a really good one. 17-inch, around 3 pounds, in inches of water. That was crazy, man. That was crazy. And I'd already cast the whopper plopper in there, and he didn't want to have anything to do with that. That fish was sitting right there. Just chilling. Wasn't moving, wasn't doing anything. And I think I touched its face or something. Well, let's go ahead and cast all this shallow stuff, man. Can't believe it, dude. So many people had already fished back here. Even glide bait guy came back here. He's a pretty thorough, he's the dude that was swimming earlier to get his glide bait back. He was head deep in this toxic water. Man, I can't believe that fish bit that. That was crazy, bro. At first I thought that was a drum because it was fighting so weird. Very sluggish. I thought it was a drum. Although I don't know that there's drum in here. I don't know that I've ever seen a drum in here. I'm sure there's drum in here. I can't get over that. Little big old bass just chilling in there. I'm gonna call this episode to beat a dead horse. Or just beat a dead horse. That's what I'm gonna call it. Beat a dead horse. Return of the fire chicken. No, it's nice when you've already given up and you still catch a bass. That's hurting there good. I'm getting super hungry. I'm like, ugh. All I did yesterday was eat and work. I need to chill out. I'm getting kind of pudgy old man. Actually, I'm probably past the pudgy mark. No. Fish on. Is it a catfish? I think it is a catfish. No, it's a bass. It's a bass. It's a bass. Let's take him for a walk. Walk it out. Walk it out. Yeah. Take him for a walk. I thought that was a catfish. The bite was so light. Oh, and I lost him. He wasn't big. Probably 14, 15 incher. But still, I lost it. The bite was ultra light. On the fire chicken. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. That was still a good bass, though. I mean, it was healthy. It was big enough to eat, for sure. But I mean, not that I eat bass, and I definitely wouldn't eat it out of here, but all right. Whoa. That flashed. I don't think that was a bass. But I laid into him hardcore, and it pulled the fish all the way up, and it flashed. Boy, it did a number on that worm. It's because the diameter of these hooks that I'm using is really large, and I hate that they're true turn. Like, true turn are awesome if your plastics are thicker, but if your plastics are real skinny, you can't really use true turn. The sound of the cicadas. I'm calling it quits. I caught some fish today, so that was pretty good. I lost some fish today too, so that's kind of bad. The biggest was that 3-pounder that I pulled out from under that tree. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Beat that dead horse.